important to also factor in that there's been some level of opposition, to each of these governors at the height of their respective
we should even get
APC.
back to, we should start from when Godswill Akpabio, wanted to rerun for a second term, when we had a very strong force fighting. And then we even saw the force extend to Udom Emmanuel when Udom Emmanuel wanted to succeed Governor Godswill Akpabio as well. So it's not like, this force...
party in the state, having won the 1999 elections with architect AkwaIbom Decides, as we've already stated, and then he did it again in 2003. At that point, you could say it was difficult for other parties to pose, so it was so easy for them, to get their way with these elections. But we're just counting back from Governor Emmanuel and the opposition that he had faced. In 2019, it was Obong of the All Progressives Congress. We also had the likes of Senator John James Akpano-Doidege back in 2011. Now, you were talking about the opposition that others have faced in the past. In 2015 parties, in 2011, it was Doidege, as I said, as the main challenger. In 2007, there were a good number of persons who had challenged Senator Godswill Akpabio then. And I think it's important to factor this in, because when you consider, for instance, in 2003, when architect Victor Tah was chasing a second term in office, the quality of opposition he faced was more compared to his first term in 1999.
Of course, people started...
Okay, when you have fresh persons on the ballot and no one is running for a second term, it's different from, having a sitting governor who is actually vying for a second term in office. So I'm not surprised. I remember in 2015, we had a group known as the G22, a faction of the PDP who were not satisfied with the primaries of the party, and so they decided to form some level of opposition. So it wasn't just Obong Okunumana of the APC. We had a level of opposition. I think they finished third at the 2015 polls, just behind the APC and the PDP who won that election. So the difference for me here is, when you have an election where people are hoping to succeed an outgoing governor, it looks like the opposition you get is completely heavy and hefty as compared to a sitting governor trying to go back to office for another term.
Verman, I also like to say that sometimes I feel it's because at that point, it's fresh. Everybody wants to have a taste. And also, I think sure that, of course, you're going to run it for the next another 4 years to make it 8 years. But with the recent happenings in politics in Nigeria as a whole, so I'd like to say the ones that are going to be voted into office today shouldn't have that mind. Politics that suddenly looked like... Well, away from that now, the question in the minds of people should be, now we have lots of, energy from other parties.
Now, for this election.
Of course, now, aside from the 15, we'll just have a handful that, okay, we can really say, if you mention them and their representatives, of course, people can actually say, oh, I know this one, or we can boast of up to 100 votes coming for that party. Now, the question in the minds of people should be, could it be that why suddenly, okay, PDP has a lot of div, just like Nigeria wanted to give Labour Party a chance away from PDP and APC.
APC.
Yeah, could it be that AkwaIbom want to, give another chance to another party, maybe APC, Labour Party, or YPP, any other party? Could it be that they've had enough from the PDP government and they want to change? Well, that's the question that
Yeah,
we're
it's
going to
an
have much
important
answer
question
after the
indeed,
polls.
and we'll perhaps talk a lot more about this because we're going to go for a event of Uyo. He will be joining us to mirror through all of the activities surrounding the conduct of the 2023 gubernatorial and state assembly elections here in AkwaIbom State, as well as the rest of the country. And even just joining us, it's a live broadcast of the election coverage of 2023. It's the second phase of it as we're focusing on governorship and state assembly elections today. You can join us, of course, live right here on Spectrum Television, Star Times DTH channel 421. Follow us for live feeds via our Facebook and YouTube channel, and of course for listeners on our sister platform, Planet Radio 101.1 FM, live for your live feeds on today's election in due time. Stay with us when we come back. Nigeria Decides 2023 will continue.
As Nigeria prepares for the general elections holding from 25th February 2023, broadcasters are enjoined to make ethical reportage their watchword. All political programs shall observe the provisions of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code and other extant laws relating to broadcasting. All broadcasting stations must adhere to the principles of pluralism and ensure equitable airtime to all political parties or views. All political programs, announcement, or any other form of partisan party identification or symbol ends not later than 24 hours before polling day. Hate speech is prohibited. Be professional. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting. Announcer management. broadcasters are enjoined to make ethical reportage their watchword. All political programs shall observe the provisions of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code and other extant laws relating to broadcasting. All broadcasting stations must adhere to the principles of pluralism and ensure equitable airtime to all political parties or views. All political programs shall adhere to the general principles of legality, decency, and truthfulness. For the avoidance of doubt, the broadcast of a political campaign, jingle, announcement, or any other form of partisan party identification or symbol ends not later than 24 hours before polling day. Hate speech is prohibited. Be professional.